Good afternoon. I'm Daniel. I'm from Nextech Power Solutions. I head the technology division of Nextech. We're a 1-year-old company, so we're not we don't have decades of experience with us. But what we do have is a solution to one of the most pressing problems which the utility industry faces today, which I will say right now that metering companies which have been in business for decades have not solved. So I may be a startup, but I have a solution to a problem which long-term players have ignored. Right. Now, metering has evolved over time. We've moved from a limited tariff regime to a flexible tariff plans. Our meters are now starting to look as intelligent. We want to have remote upgradability of our devices that we have. Now, while that is the turning point that we are at, while that is the crossroad where we are standing right now, the challenges that the distribution sector still faces is these are age-old. These are as old as from the day power distribution started. If power distribution started 100 years ago or 150 years ago, I'm sure power theft started 150 years ago. So what are the problems that we have? We have wiretaps. We've got people trying to suppress meter readings. So if you send a bill collector to your house, he would tamper with the readings. He would fudge the data. We've got overloading of transformers, which is actually a product of consumers drawing excess power. We've got people not paying on time. We've got people drawing out lines from their homes to the homes behind their homes. Now you've got consumers forming cartels, ganging up together and saying, we're not going to pay up, so if you've got the muscle to push us out, please try it. So you've got all kinds of problems. So you've got technical problems, you've got political problems, you've got social problems, and you've got really ingenious problems as well. Like, say, for example, if I would say that, just for the sake of this is a meter, and these are two cables, like one is a phase and one is a neutral. Normally, the tamper function of a meter, the way it works is, if you bypass a phase, or if you ground neutral, or something like that, then the meter would detect, the tamper function would detect. What if you take branches from both of them, right? The meter would not detect anything. So the meter would continue to record a lower reading, and the consumer would be happily drawing power from here. So you've got all kinds of problems there. And where do we come in? Now, okay, just a single slide on where the losses happen. So if you see, you've got technical loss at the first layer on the distribution network. You've got then non-technical losses, which is in the form of unbilled energy. And unbilled energy would mean the energy that is stolen or that is pilfered while it comes to the house. And then again, once it reaches the house, people say, we're not going to pay up, so do what you can. Now, I'm going to focus on problems that we can solve, right? Now, there are a host of problems, but there are a few of them that we can solve, so I'm going to just focus on them, right? So if I've got this as my network, we've got a transformer, we've got poles, we've got houses here. At the house, what are the problems that we have? We've got meter bypassing, we've got people drawing excess power, we've got wrong metering, we've got uncontrolled loading, we've got people not paying up, right? At the transformer end, we've got transformer loading up because of people drawing excess power, we've got people drawing power from the overhead lines, and then we've got heat loss on the wires due to excess draw of power by the consumers. And then we've got phase balancing, indexing issues, because as the network changes with new consumers coming in, consumers exiting out of the system, so we've got those issues. And these are the problems that we aim to solve. So there could be many more problems, but this is where we want to focus. What's the solution? So I've got a house, I've got a transformer. Now that is the low voltage transformer, right? It comes gets fed in by an 11 kV line. We've got 220 volt 440 coming into the consumer network. So what do we have here? On the poles, we've installed our pole top units. Inside the house, we put our smart meter, right? Now, they all communicate wirelessly with each other. We work on 865 as well. The reasons are quite clear. San had explained to you earlier, right? Now, we've got a Wi-Fi connection at the transformer. Why it's Wi-Fi and why it's not something else, I'll come to that later. We establish a local mesh network between the house, poles, between the poles and the transformer. From the transformer, the data goes into our servers. Right now, what we do is we form a wireless LAN network among all the distribution transformers where we are operating. Right, they form a mesh. It's a Wi-Fi mesh that forms. That data goes to our data center. From there, the utility can access the data. Consumers can view the data. The users can log in and see their own energy consumption. So the way the data communicates is by hopping. Obviously, if you're using 865 mesh, that's the way it is.